Take a moment right here, feeling like it's out gear. Running, running, no. Keep running.
Bro, Oda did not come to play when it comes to these final saga, bro. This is one of the best chapters in this final saga, bro. That I can't say hands down top 10 best chapter. I can't say one thing about this chapter though, bro. I want to like start off the beginning because at the end of this chapter with Shanks and his power, that might take 20 minutes of me idolizing a person, right? So let's start off with the beginning with York. Now York already put in place that she is actually trying to survive because the government still doesn't care that she was feeding them information 3 months ago. She's still gonna die with the satellites in Dr. Vegapunk. Now York's plan is to do what the government supposed to do. The hard work actually is to capture Dr. Vegapunk and kill the satellites. That's what York is gonna do for the government. Her plan for she can get inside Mayor Joel. And like I said before, the government was already going to destroy the satellites and kill Dr. Vegapunk. But it seems like they did not care that York was feeding them information 3 months prior. So York actually ordered Sephiroth to kill everybody except the Stella, which is Dr. Vegapunk, her in the prisons underground. Now, I don't know why York authority goes over every other satellite according to the Sephiroth. Now, I think that maybe, like I've been saying a long time, York is the one of the most important satellites there is because of what she do, right? Sleep, eat, use the bathroom for the rest of the satellites. And we've seen that once York gave these Sephiroth orders, the other Sephiroth did not listen to Edison at all. And also, York mentioned a place in a lab that she warned the Sephiroth not to destroy. Now, this could be an important matter, an important like figure, I can't say, in this coming chapter because of this lab that she warned them not to destroy, this place that she warned them not to destroy. Now I'm thinking maybe something is hiding in this place, in this lab, or it could be something significant, right? Or I can say important for the world government to have, because if York wants to give her all to the government for she actually can be a celestial dragon. And what it could be is also a mystery. Like what can be so significant that she can give the government, right? That they will, you know, anoint her a celestial dragon, one of the most powerful figures in One Piece. One thing I can say, it may be where Dr. Vegapunk get a source to power the Egghead. That's an amazing for the government to have. Or it could be something else that Oda did not actually tell us just yet. Just know that it's something important inside Dr. Vegapunk's lab, beyond his inventions and beyond the Void Century. Something that's significant. And it's going to be an important part of this little mini arc. And also, what was important at the end of, you know, Egghead little side of this chapter is that Blackbeard's ship is also headed to Egghead, like 100 meters from Egghead, bro. It's like, why is Blackbeard here? And I'm thinking like the only way Blackbeard is here is that he did not successfully get the road poneglyph from Law, and Law actually escaped. Or Blackbeard's being a little too greedy when he want more than just one, and maybe he think he can defeat Luffy in the game. But at the same time, it seems like Oda is putting Kid and Eustass in the same boat of being destroyed by these OG Yonkos. And they beating these favorable candidates of Yonko like Law and Kid. These honorable mention Yonko, which is Kid and Law. And we seen how Kid got demolished at the end of this chapter, and Law's having difficulty, seem like, with Blackbeard, but they really holding their own. But it's hard to exactly say if they would carry on from now on with Blackbeard being here. So evidently, this seems like Blackbeard maybe did not successfully obtain Law's Devil Fruit or beat Law or attain Law's Road Poneglyph. And maybe that's why he's on Egghead. Who knows? But at the same time, we have to think about what Blackbeard is thinking when he get to Egghead. You know, he like to take things for advantage. He's like to actually be the guy that withered in a storm. When the storm is done and over with, he takes what's there. This could also mean one thing. This could also mean that Blackbeard will not actually end up on Egghead. I think a Buster Call or whatever going to be what the government going to do is going to do it before Blackbeard gets there. or we can actually see a head-on battle between the people on Egghead like Luffy, Zoro, and actually try to attack Blackbeard. Or Blackbeard can't even be here right now. Maybe Blackbeard took significant damage from Law, where he had to go and have, Doc Q and the rest of the people, actually just go on ahead and do what they can on Egghead. So we are on break next week, so we're not exactly going to see exactly what's going on Egghead. But we move on to Shanks, which is the exciting part of this week's chapter. So we got introduced to new characters. Shanks called him his affiliate teammates, or his friends, I can't say it. And they the ones that actually battle the people who trying to face Shanks first. And Shanks also noted that these people are known for being weak. Now, I think that everybody wants to join Shanks' crew because he doesn't say no, really only says no to kids, really. And it seems like most of his crewmates are made up of older people, and some of them have a name for themselves. We can call this the Vanguard. His affiliates are the Vanguard, really. Maybe they also can call the Shanks fleet, just how Luffy got his fleet. There are people affiliated with him. They're not part of his crew. They just his fleet. And maybe this is Shanks' fleet right here. We see somebody with the dentures. We see the ribbit guy, and we also see the Tontara looking lady. And if they're considered weak, I want to see the other big names, but we didn't get introduced to them because of Shanks wanted to, clear things out very fast. Now, as Shanks is telling some of his affiliates to move some of the ships, bro, he already knew what time it was. Like, he was going to decimate this crew. Think about how Shanks is basically said, just move the ships around, right? We got to go, so make this quick, right? Like, the cockiness of Shanks, like this is what we're seeing for Shanks, this mystery person. We see him sometimes, but now we see the full-blown strength, the full-blown edge, and the full-blown cockiness of Shanks, and we see why he's like this. And one thing I can say while watching this chapter, while reading this chapter, I can't say that Shanks is a smart person. Shanks does his research. Shanks does not underestimate the young generation, because at one point in time, Shanks was that young generation. And he's much different from these Yonko that we see, right? We can say that Shanks is a good guy pirate. Even though he's pirating, he's still good. And also, just reading the chapter and judging from the chapter, Shanks still has his eye on Blackbeard, knowing he's a dangerous person, right? Knowing that he might have to end up facing this guy in a new world, and he does not want to underestimate Blackbeard. It's a great sign from a Yonko, like a person that Luffy aspired to be, like Shanks and Roger, bro. Like, he's taking after these people that's in good company. So while Shanks is on his ship and getting intel from some of his subordinates, he's actually understanding how, Kid really works, where he's from, and his operations, and he's not underestimating Eustass at all, right? And Eustass like full-blown charge, like kind of like Luffy, but Luffy's more calmer than Eustass. We all can say that. But Eustass does not care, and that's backfiring on his end. And as Eustass bring out his cannon, we see that his cannon is actually drawing the ships in. And Shanks took a turn for the best ever, bro. Shanks, in my mind, that was like 15 seconds of future sight. Shanks actually seen him bring out the cannon, shoot the cannon, seen people getting destroyed, seen this ships sinking, and actually jump towards him. And I feel like, Beckham said it, like, you must have seen a terrible future. And it seems like the best of the best had the future sight and can go in depth in seeing the future. We got Katakuri, we got Luffy. From now on, we can say that any individual that is Yonko level or beyond Yonko level, I can say, or Force Command level, have to see into the future for an amazing observation HAKI like Zoro and Sanji may have to learn future sight to battle the rest of these commander levels. And we see that Shanks already knew Eustass' plan to knock out the affiliates, to knock out the Vanguard, I would say, of Shanks' fleet. And Shanks already knew that what time it was when he said it was 9 ships left. And Eustass actually wanted to get a shortcut to Shanks, and Shanks knew that he had made the right decision to tell everybody to move around because his intent was to get to me anyway, so he's going to destroy anybody in his path. I didn't think Eustass would have thought that Shanks would appear to him that fast. I would think that Shanks would, buy time for him to get weak. But Shanks like, nah, bro, I'm finna do this right now. I have to get going. I just came a little bit to get some tea and sack, from the Giants and get going. I have no time right now for the little pity party, Eustass is throwing. The most amazing thing happened in this chapter where Shanks used a move that Roger used on Odin. But I'm going to tell you why it's not a shock. People also look up to individuals and they want to mimic them. So it's like, and it's amazing to know that we have not seen Roger in his prime or Roger in battle, the Eddie's War, right? We haven't seen that on him, but Oda, the creator, is actually utilizing Roger's image through Shanks, if that makes sense. The powers, the things that Roger did, we might see them through Shanks. And that's how you write a story. That's superb. That is top 10 of Oda to do that. But we can see that. We not from Roger, but through Shanks. And we see that Shanks observation HAKI, Kimbushu HAKI, armament HAKI, King's HAKI is superb, and we see all that utilized in this page. And it's amazing to see that. To see Shanks one-shot Eustass, right? An honorable mention Yonko, even though he had help from Law, right? To beat Big Mom. That's a whole amazing character development for Law. Aside from that, Law character development was immense in that team up against Big Mom with Eustass. You have to put respect on Law's name. We have to say one thing about this. Law is much stronger than Eustass. Smart-wise, of course, because Eustass is kind of like Luffy in the match, but Luffy has plot armor written all over it. And we see that Law is smart to the point where he probably could have survived in this match. But to see Eustass get one-shotted and his whole team decimated, to see the Giants decimate his ship, and to have the road poneglyph handed to him because they seen that, his captain was probably dying. Eustass is down now. I can't see how Eustass can come back from this actually, but I can't count him out. And to see Shanks ahead, right? To see Shanks and Blackbeard not ahead of these new found worst generation. We can't say if they didn't have these road poneglyphs, was they ahead of Law, Eustass, and Luffy? I don't think so. This is what Luffy might have to face going forward. This is somebody, right? Because from now on out, everybody will be stronger than Big Mom and Kaido once Luffy get in front of them. The big names. If Luffy had to face people like this, he's not ready yet. He's not ready. You seen how Eustass got decimated, right? And I can't say between that fight between Kaido and Luffy was getting whooped the whole time, and the only way Luffy could have won him is Waken, and Waken is there for. And that's it. Luffy's not ready for Shanks. And we all can see that. So there's a long way Luffy have to take to get to Shanks. Because I can't see Luffy facing off with Shanks and winning. It's not going to happen. Right now, Shanks is the GOAT. Shanks is the person to beat. Shanks is the man right now. And I can't see nobody standing in Shanks' way other than Blackbeard. And I can't see how Blackbeard can beat Shanks if he can or he cannot, right at this moment. How strong is really Blackbeard? Blackbeard in his prime right now, so is Shanks. Is how strong is Blackbeard? And it seems like Shanks kind of, keeping his eye on Blackbeard. Maybe that's his top competition. Only person Shanks can see in competition is Blackbeard. That's why keeping an eye on him, right? He's ruled out Luffy, right? He's been ruled out Kaido and Big Mom. He's ruled them out. The only competition he has in front of him is Blackbeard. And that speaks volumes for Blackbeard character development. And as the Giants use Hakuku sovereignty, I felt like that probably was the end, because in the official Viz translation, the last panel, it said the kid's powers was destroyed, right? But we know Oda does not like killing off his characters. Definitely a big, amazing character like Eustass. You see what he did to Big Mom. How can he go out like that fast, as in death-wise? We can probably see he's going to come back. But how he's going to fare off in the all-out war for One Piece, that's another question. And Law also. They both are in the same boat, look like. And I feel sorry because Oda has gave Shanks and Blackbeard an edge now when they obtain the road poneglyphs if Blackbeard got Law's road poneglyph. And the crazy thing about it is this was the perfect setup for the OG Yonko, as in, you know, Blackbeard and Shanks, to get ahead in their voyage. Like, how was they going to get these road poneglyphs? Was they going to go ahead, right, continue the new world and wait for Eustass Law and Luffy to get there and then destroy them, mantle them? Like, now, like I said before, they in the forefront of actually getting One Piece because of what I can't stand Shanks. What have Shanks been doing this whole time, and that make sure that he's ready now, is because that Luffy has defeated Kaido and got all the road poneglyphs, and also already been to Big Mom's territory, right, and got her road poneglyph rubbing. That's why they're moving right now. These OG Yonkos, as in Blackbeard, you know, Shanks, because of this young guy, Luffy. Say, I don't want this to go too far. I don't want this to be like 20 minutes just blabbering on, bro. This chapter was amazing. Shanks is amazing. I don't see nobody being Shanks right now at this moment. Shanks one-shotted an honorable mention Yonko. Leading up to, I can say one thing. If anybody other Yonkos, the new Yonkos, if Shanks, if Blackbeard would have went down, right, if Buggy would have went down, I'm pretty sure there was going to be a debate between Eustass and Luffy of being the next Yonko. I mean, I'm sorry. Not Luffy, but Eustass and Law of being the next Yonko. And you just seen Shanks, a 4 billion berry bounty guy, one-shotted. Honorable mention Yonko. This is the final saga. This is what is probably going to be mandatory from now on out. Things like this, right? Might just be the standard of what's going on in the new saga, because Oda is throwing these bangers after bangers and just giving us clarification on what's going on with Shanks, Blackbeard, and the rest of the big names in One Piece. And I feel like this is going to be continued from Oda from now on out. Like I said, this is the final saga, so this is what we're going to get, and this is what One Piece fans love to watch. Battles, world building. And I feel sorry for Eustass, but I'm pretty sure he's going to be back in the fray. And I can't wait to see what's going on with Law. I got to see that. I have to. And great chapter, like I said before. Like, comment, subscribe to get more of me and more One Piece content. 10 out of 10, bro. This chapter was a 10 out of 10. Amazing chapter. Thank you for watching. I'll see you on the next one.